Hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome to the Oracle of the Light channel. My name is SP Psychic Medium. Lovely for you all to join me today. So, really interesting, the story that's just hit the press. Of course, the first story is that Elon Musk has finished his stint, you could call it, in the White House. Not that anyone was expecting him to have the stint in the first place, let alone be in there for 130 or so days. But interestingly, he's not only come to the end of his stint, but also he's just got a black eye too. Now, this is really interesting because it's quite interesting that it seems that the legacy of his time spent at the White House is going to be more of a legacy of a black eye from what I can see. So what I've done, I've got a little bit of a, I'm taking this from an article from the Mail Online, and I'll post a link to this article in the description below. But yeah, this is the latest news to hit really about Elon Musk at the moment, this black eye. Where did it come from? Now, he did actually mention it. The reason why it's also come up is that in his farewell that Trump gave him in the White House, where he got presented a lovely golden key and like a picture of, I think, the White House or something on it. And that seems like he got his little farewell gift. It seems quite interesting because I find it quite ironic, the fact that he got a key, because it seems like the key to being the most unpopular person in the world right now. And that's what he seems to have been awarded from all of his time there. But yeah, really quite interesting. So let me just read this article. So yeah, Elon Musk has a black eye. Now, in this this video with Trump that you can watch online, it is online, about him receiving his farewell gift from Trump. He does, it is brought up as a question about this black eye, and Elon in that interview says that it was apparently caused by X. Apparently, according to Elon Musk, X caused this black eye. Of course, he's only a 5-year-old, so to be able to get him in the eye like that would also mean that Elon Musk must also be at his height to get him in the eye like that. So who knows? But the interesting thing also is that there's another story surrounding Musk at the moment too, which may be the cause also. Of course, we always remember at the moment, Elon's saying it's X was the cause of it, but there are a number of things going around. And this is why I wanted to do this reading, to open up what's going on here. So let me just explain what's going on. So Elon Musk has got this black eye. Now, there's many rumors going around about the wife of Trump's aide. So what this is relating to, a particular man called Stephen Miller, and he is the White House Deputy Chief of Staff at the moment, and he's married to Katie Miller, his wife. Now, interestingly, his wife, Katie Miller, has just announced her departure from the Trump administration to work for Musk full time, and so I think she's only announced this very, very recently. So this, in relation to also to the bruise, the question is, has potentially Stephen Miller caused this bruise potentially behind the scenes? You know, of course, this is all alleged. We don't know, but there's certainly this interesting correlation of events here. His wife announcing departure from the Trump administration, moving over to Elon's organization. And at the same time, he also has got this bruise on his thing. Now, I'm not the only person saying this. This is actually written in the Mail Online, where a lot of people are saying many various interesting things here, okay? And now, apparently, Musk, you have to remember, Musk, according to Trump, was a special government employee, which, what exactly that means, I'm not entirely sure. And he was there for 130 days in total. And of course, this is the time that the husband, Stephen Miller, would have got to known Musk, and they kind of would have come together in that sense, you know. they would have come close and been around each other, because he was the White House chief of staff. So in that sense, they would have been around each other a lot. And so this is another quite interesting thing. The article does say this did share a bit of common ground in relation to immigration and things like that. They did, and Homeland Security. But yeah, this is quite interesting. And also another interesting thing is that interestingly, about the side of his face that this bruise was on, it says in the article, amid the departures from Mrs. Miller and Musk, social media users have pointed out to Musk's bruise was on his right eye and Mr. Miller is left-handed, claiming that this would correlate with the Trump aide striking the Tesla founder with the left hand. So this all adds to the intrigue, okay, and of course how these two have obviously fallen out, and of course this falling out massively also undermines the efforts of DOGE and everything like that. You know, it's really quite interesting, and also there's a lot of comments about that Miller was particularly upset about his wife leaving her role within DOGE, going to work for Musk, you know. So as we can see, there's a lot of things that have suddenly almost like exploded with this. And there's a lot of different reports going around. Of course, at the moment, Musk has only said that X caused this, we must remember. But there's other allegations around this, which I think is the reason why I wanted to do this show today, because I wanted to shine a light and get some insight on what's going on in this case. So we have a few different parties. So the questions I'm going to be asking are, did X give Elon his black eye? Let's see what the cards say at this moment. And the other question is, did Stephen Miller give Elon his black eye? Let's see what the cards say at this moment. Of course, as we all know, all readings are for entertainment purposes only. And of course, these are only alleged allegations. These aren't actual. There's no evidence for this right now, but it's certainly been reported about in the Mail Online. And so I'm going to post the link to where it's all reported about and spoken about online. You can read the article in more fuller detail. But it does involve Stephen Miller and his wife, Casey Miller. Okay, so it's quite interesting as to where are they really involved in this. Of course, these are all my personal. As I say in this program, these are just, we use these cards to open things up and get some insight. Let's see what the cards say on this. You know, as I say, I will always give you what I get, and it is all for entertainment purposes only, of course. Okay. And as I say at the moment, just X. Elon Musk has only said X so far. Of course, it will come out in the end. These things do always come out. So let's see what is said more as it goes on in the future. But it is quite interesting with his wife moving over to Tesla, and in light of all that. And suddenly he has this bruise and he's just about to leave as well. And it's almost like, is it part of Stephen Miller's farewell gift to Elon? Almost, you wonder. You know, while he's still there before he leaves, you wonder what happened, don't you? You know, all possible allegations, nothing been proved. Let's see whether the truth will come out in the end. But let's just see what the cards say about things, you know. As I say, for entertainment purposes only. So, so I'm just going to give the cards a good shuffle. I do also read reverse cards as well, and I'm using the Cosmic Tarot as well today. And also I'll be using the Oracle of the Light cards as well to get some more information on this. You know, it will be interesting to see what they say. I feel I want to draw 4 cards out on this. Okay. Actually, I want to draw 5 out. I'm going to draw 5 out. Almost like an eye. So it's circle and then one in the center like an eye. or square, if you like, a square with one card in the middle, a bit like a square eye, if you like. So let's get this. Just really shuffling them up, giving them a good old shuffle. Right, let's see what they say. Okay, then, everyone. I'm going to draw them all out right now. I'm going to draw them the central card first. So we have Temperance in the center. Then we have the Death card. And of course, this is the first question. Did X give Elon his black eye? The 2 1s, the Emperor. Wow, the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so first of all, we have to start in the center with Temperance. So Temperance upside down. So Temperance is often connected to giving away power, because it's a lady that's like tipping that water into the lake there. But the other way around, this is taking power. So did X give in terms of taking power, it feels like the cause of like the black eye is someone that has more power than him, that's taking his power, because this is him giving his power, and this is his power being taken. So the person that gave him the black eye, I feel, is taking the power from him. Okay. And also the Death card comes in. Wow, this is really interesting. The Death card upside down. So the Death card is new beginnings, the ending of one thing and the new beginning of another. Now, don't forget, this is in relation, I too feel, to the end of his term as in DOGE, if you like, that 130 days. Now, it's upside down because it feels that really he had his own interests at heart. He was only there for himself. He was there to try and stop the lawsuits against his company and stuff like this. He wasn't there for the people of America. He was there to get more government contracts. He was there to get more money. But he's now come to the end of that term. That is definitely a statement of that, you know. And don't forget, what happens often with this reading, it will give us what we need to know. So it might not directly give us a direct answer to it, but it will do, if that makes sense, over the whole aspect of the reading. So we will get an answer to this. The 2 of Wands upside down. Now, I feel this is to do with Elon, how he's really almost like lost his confidence, almost like I feel that he has, you know, he's leaving his position bruised, literally. And I mean, it's quite ironic that he's ended up with a black eye at the end of his term, because really that is a real physical manifestation, really, of his term in the White House doing what he did. He's left battered and bruised. You know, his ego is bruised. His popularity is bruised. He's even got a bruised eye. Doesn't matter who gave him it, to be honest. It's just a physical manifestation of his term there. And so the reason why that's upside down is that he's not confident. He's definitely been bruised by this. He's definitely been like, my goodness, I was expecting to be able to rule the world and no one to do anything about it, and me to just get what I needed, and it really didn't go like that. As we've seen, the Tesla stock has gone way down in value. There's thousands of pounds worth of Tesla trucks sat rotting that no one wants, you know. Even today, I saw someone that had taken a Tesla badge off the car because they knew that they're so unpopular to drive, you know. I remember in the 1980s, they were Lada cars, for some reason were seen as really unpopular. It's like, they're actually great cars were Ladas, but it's like nowadays the modern version is Teslas. No one wants to be seen driving them, you know. The best in a skip, you know. So the next card is, interestingly, at the bottom of it all, Trump. Now, this card is most definitely Trump, the Emperor who believes he's all of that, the Emperor that believes he's got all of the fancy clothes on. It's actually, in fact, wearing no clothes, the Emperor with no clothes, you know. Trump is the emperor with no clothes. But the reason why this is at the bottom of the reading is because Trump does hold more power than Musk, you know, and so Musk does realize that, and I think this is all part of to do with the aspect of things, you know, and that the Five of Pentacles upside down is all to do with the fact that Elon has really lost a lot of money through what he's doing here, the actions that he's done. In terms of, did X give Elon the black eye? I want to get a clarifier card out from the Oracle of the Light at the moment. It feels like the initial middle card, which is temperaments, which is someone with more power than him, gave him this black eye. I don't feel that X has more power than Musk. Looking at this rationally, I don't feel that X has that more power than Musk. On the other hand, I do feel that Stephen Miller has more power than Musk because he is the White House Deputy Chief of Staff. He'll have his job when Musk goes. He didn't. So Stephen Miller has his job for more than 130 days, giving him more access to Trump, giving him more power, you could see it as. So this card could actually be the teller in that sense. I'm not saying at all Stephen Miller did it, but what I am saying is from this card is the person that gave him the black eye has more power than Musk. Okay, in that sense, you know. I want to get a Oracle of the Light card out. I think when we draw the cards out for the second question, it might be more telling. We might get a more clearer answer on things. So let's just see what we get here in terms of another card. So did X give Elon the black eye? So we have human touch the sun upside down. So it's amazing. It's about a black eye. So I feel what this is saying, okay, as I don't necessarily, this isn't necessarily giving us our direct answer, because I think we might get the answer from the second question, which is, did Stephen Miller give Elon the black eye? Of course, this is only what the cards are potentially saying. It doesn't mean he did. But what this is saying, it's really amazing that this card being upside down is the fact that he's had contact from somebody. I don't think it's been an object that's caused this bruise. I think it's been human contact, and that's what this card is saying to me. Okay, human contact from someone that is more powerful than Musk. Okay, that could be many people. I'm not saying it's anyone particular. It could be many people, but that's what the cards are initially saying. Now, let's go on to our second question. Did Stephen Miller give Elon a black eye? Of course, he may not have given him a black eye at the moment. All Elon is saying is that X gave him that black eye. But let's see what the cards say about that. Okay, let's see whether the cards say that. Okay, of course, this is only what the cards say. I'm sure we'll find out in due course what exactly happened. But it's certainly overtaken a lot of Elon's legacy, you could call it. Not that it's a great legacy, really, to be actually that proud of. But by the way, if you are enjoying the program, please do give us a thumbs up and subscribe below. I really, really do appreciate it. It makes such a difference. Trying to get to 500 subscribers, so do help me on my way, everybody. Thank you. Okay, so let's just have a look what the cards say about this second question. Of course, it's only allegedly he may have done this, and of course it is reported in the papers that he may well have done this, and I'll post an article as well. But let's see what the cards say. Did Stephen Miller give Elon a black eye? What do the cards say? What do they say? Show us the answer cards. So here we go. Right. we'll do 5 cards again. In the center, the 10 of Cups, the 7 of Wands, the Hierophant, the Strength, and the 4 of Wands. Okay, so the 10 of Cups, first of all, is an interesting card here. So the Cups is all to do with love, and obviously I feel this is connected to his wife. Okay, Stephen Miller is in this question. Did Stephen Miller give Elon the black eye? So first of all, I feel this is Stephen Miller's wife. And I feel that she's not feeling a lot of love from him at the moment. I feel that she's not feeling, for whatever reason, she's not feeling love. She's surrounded by love, but she's not seeing it. She's not touching it. She's feeling quite like isolated. She's just not connected, you know, I feel. And the fact that it's upside down feels that almost she's not enjoying it. Now, this could be suggesting maybe that magic's been lost in their marriage. Maybe that spark isn't there anymore. Now, also as well, this is really interesting because did Stephen Miller give Elon the black eye? The 7 of Wands. Now, that looks like someone's about to hit me. That does look like he's about to hit me, that man there. Is that saying that he potentially has done this? Maybe, because to me, that looks like he's about to hit someone with that, you know? And so is this saying maybe Stephen Miller, if he didn't hit him, maybe he wants to hit him, you know, because of obviously his wife announcing moving over to Tesla. Maybe he feels really betrayed. Maybe he feels like she's almost like really turned his back on him, betrayed him, and really feels hate towards Elon for that. And that card is definitely saying that, you know. The Hierophant is a really interesting one, an upside down one though. And so I feel the Hierophant is very much like a leadership card, but upside down, it really feels like he's lost his leadership. So certainly almost like in their marriage, he's lost his like role. He's lost his, it just doesn't feel like he feels as important as he used to be almost in that marriage or in that relationship, you know. It's almost like he took his eye off the ball, it almost feels like as well. It feels like he was watching the wrong thing. Now, I don't know what he was watching, where he had his eye on, but it feels like he took his eye off the ball, and all of a sudden, without him expecting, suddenly this person has been over 130 days, has almost like walked away with his wife. There's a definite sense that he's took his eye off the ball. And Strength, this does feel like that he does know though that he does hold the strength being in the, I think his perceived power, because let's remember that these people rolling out this fascist agenda it's what they're doing is against the law. 99% of all their action they're doing are against the law. And so they think they're holding on to power, but they're only grasping onto it like a little blanket like that, you know. But he does still believe that he's in a powerful place. And I think he's quite self-obsessed with himself, actually. So I feel this is to do with, I think he'll get over this. I think Stephen Miller will get over this. I think he will get over his wife going to Tesla because he is ironically more almost attached to power, I feel. And so I do feel he's going to get over this. He's going to spin around in circles for a few times and then he's going to almost like forget about it, you know. But I do feel there's a sense of him feeling very much like someone's done something behind his back here. There's a definite sense of something behind his back, and it feels like he wants to hit them. Now, whether he did or not, I don't know, but it certainly feels, I wouldn't be surprised if this card really shows that he feels like he wants to take that anger out on the person, you know. I'm going to get a clarification card from the Oracle of the Light, and let's see what that says too. So let's just see here. So did Stephen Miller give Elon a black eye? Just to write it. Right. I just want to draw one. The light within, upside down. So I feel what this talks about is that whatever's happening, Stephen Miller's feeling really dark because the light within feels the light's gone out. This is what this card's about. The light's gone out inside of him. So this could be to do with their marriage. It could be to do with the relationship with his wife. Either way, the light's gone out. He thinks he's feeling betrayed. He's feeling like his wife's turned her back on him. This is what I really get about how he's feeling, okay? Whether or not this has led to a physical altercation with Elon, I don't know. But I'm certainly get this edge of Stephen Miller feeling very betrayed, feeling very, how can he have taken his eye off the ball and not seen this coming? How can he have done that? So there's a lot of questioning himself, I'm feeling. And it feels like, yeah, he's really not happy with things. But I think he's going to cling on to what he's got, which is this perceived position of power, because it's kind of all he's got left. I feel it's literally all he's got left, you know. It almost feels like he's actually, rather than holding that, it feels like he's actually holding a MAGA hat, but even that's made in China, you know. It really feels like just this sense of, yeah, betrayal and grasping onto every little bit of power that he can, really is all that he can do, I feel. Yeah. As to whether that would lead to a physical altercation with Elon, who knows? But it's most certainly a very telling reading and very interesting reading as to how he's made me feeling, you know. So, yeah, a real interesting reading. Don't forget, if you did enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe and give a thumb up and subscribe below. It really does mean so much to me. So I'm trying to hit those 500 subscribers, so I do appreciate it. So listen, everybody, that brings us to the end of the show. I hope you enjoyed it. With lots of love and light from the Oracle of the Light. I will see you all really, really soon. Take care, everybody. See you later.